Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Sorry for the delay. I had some issues with my internet. I had to reboot my router.
Oh, no worries at all. I totally know all those problems. I'm just very thankful that you're still able to take the time to do this interview.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Oh, awesome. Well, it's great to be able to talk to you and talk about some awesome new music that just came out this past Friday through Frontiers Music with the brand new album from Olzen.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. Really excited about it.
Oh, that's so great to hear. I mean, I've been checking this out for the last few weeks, and I just really love what you two sound together, and the fact that you got someone like Magnus Carlsen being able to deliver such great music behind it. I mean, it just feels like a great combination. And knowing with this being the sophomore album, and just seeing how the project has evolved over time, I mean, it just sounds like it's getting better than ever.
Yeah, the collaboration is very good. Magnus, of course, I worked with before with the Alan Londi stuff, and when the proposal arose to work with Annette, it was I was like, yeah, this would be great. I actually thought it was something we should have done from the beginning. I mean, I love the records with Yorn, no doubt, but there's just something cool when you have a male and a female vocalist. There's such a good they complement each other, I guess, tonally and just performance wise, emotionally. The songwriting can have more. Me and Yorn always had these sort of like conflict sort of themes. It was always the battle, you know what I mean, all these types of things, and this is a different. It just opens up a whole new avenue of songs that me and Yorn couldn't possibly do together. So working with Annette and Magnus has been really fun, and I'm happy that people like the collaboration.
Oh, and that makes me so happy to hear that too. I mean, the more that I listen to this particular album, the more it sounds like everyone involved is just having a great time being able to sing these songs. And I love the fact that they're so catchy. They can be so heavy. Magnus is doing some incredible guitar solos and in the right songs in the right moments. And you and Annette just your voices do fit together so perfectly well. Whether you're trading vocals back and forth, whether you're doing backgrounds, whether you're singing at the same time. I mean, it fits together so well, and it was so awesome to see you two come together with the first album and see that pairing. But again, like I said, like on this time, it feels even stronger, and everything feels so much better, and the evolution just keeps growing with this project.
Yeah, well, I mean, like most things, if you do it for a while, you get better at it. So we uh, we definitely have a better understanding of each other, and what we want to do, and what we think we can. The idea to have just do all duets, for example, is a great call. Um, I think that's way better than just having this identity of like, okay, so Russ Allen's going to sing these by himself, and she's going to sing these by herself, blah blah. That was sort of a leftover idea, or sort of like what me and Yorn would do. But this feels like a real, sort of joint venture, if you will. So we're both featured on every song, and we're singing together, and so the lyrics reflect that, and I think it's just better. I think it's way better. So doing all duets has made this album makes this album unique and make it different, and I think that's why it just feels so much better, and it feels like we're more on the same page.
Oh, for sure. So thinking about that, what was it like when you started hearing the songs for the first time, when you were starting to get a grasp for what this album was going to sound like?
Mm. Well, the first thing I hear is Magnus. I know him well, so it's like, oh, this is a Magnus Carlsen tune, and he's such a good writer, and he's very good at what he does, especially writing for singers. Uh, these are very, like you said, catchy, singable songs. Uh, Catchy song just really means they're just really built towards the vocalists delivering you the melody and the lyric. Um, and the arrangement uh, is serving that purpose. Unlike what I would do in, say, Symphony X or something like that, where the vocals are important. They're a storytelling mechanic, but they're not the main focus. It's really the composition that is. You know what I mean? So that's why working with him is so easy as a singer, because everything's written for singers. And I
And
think,
that makes
yeah,
so much sense too, because especially when it does sound like he does write for your voice and Annette's voice, and he just has that magical way of being able to show both of you off in the right light.
yeah, yeah, and um, he writes great melodies. I'm a, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of guy. I always have the ability to alter things if I feel that I need to, or if I feel something that could be better. But I gotta tell you, almost 100% of the time, 99% of the time, he's right on the money. It sounds like something that would work for me, and the phrasing's great, and the emotion is great. Sometimes, grammatically, or way he accents words, or some of the stuff with the English language is a little wonky, and but the meaning is there, and so I might have to tweak a couple things in that department. But in terms of this rhythm and melody and things like that, he's spot on. So makes my life really a lot easier.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I can only imagine. And with that in mind, I mean, obviously, with so many things that have been a part of your resume, and being able to work with so many great musicians and so many great people, when you are able to work with those people and you're able to adapt to those situations, and you're able to play to your strengths, and you're
Mhm.
able to change things when you are able to make it for the better. It's just it's such a great feeling to be able to see that. And again, when I hear this final product, I mean, the fact that it does have like that great Magnus Carlsen sound behind it. And from the sounds of it, it didn't seem like you didn't have to change much from what he had originally in mind for you. So, being able to just be able to go in there and record the vocals, make sure that they're going to be the way that you want them to be. And it just sounded like it was going in the right direction.
Yep. Yep. You're reiterating exactly my point. So it just was very, very easy to put down the lyrics, or put down the tracks, because the tracks were very well written. And that was, like you had mentioned, I've worked with a lot of different people and artists over the years, and every time I've done that, and I always learn something new, and I just grow as an artist, as a singer. On this one, I always produce my own, like, vocals, in a sense that I record them myself, and it's my microphones and preamps, and you know what I mean, things like that. Um, and pretty much use the same stuff, maybe a little different thing here and there, that I tried, and it really sounds really good. He was happy with it. Um, but other than that, it all boils down to the tunes. I mean, the technical side isn't really something that I sweat too much. That's more of a geeky thing for me to have fun with. But at the end of the day, it's the quality of the song, and it's does it translate? Is the music moving you? Do the lyrics touch you? Um, and that's the goal. And working with him and stuff has been great. I always, on this one, I went first and stuff, and then received the nets. I'm singing. Uh, or she had received my tracks, and then I had heard it at the final product, and it was great. I was just like, wow, this is really good. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun, to work with them again. So yeah, I'm really happy people enjoy it. I think it's a great collaboration.
Oh, absolutely. And as much as I love everything that's going on audibly, I also love visually what's going on as well too. Like really find the album cover to be so striking and so perfect for especially for the title track, being able to show that off for the album cover, and just seeing all the great blues that's being used and the
Hmm.
great striking visuals. I mean, it's a great representation for the album.
Yeah, the artwork never disappoints. That's one of the strong points, I think, of the project as well, is that the artwork is very fitting for what we're doing. Uh, it's all packaged very nicely. and the people at Frontiers do a good job of putting together all of this material and presenting it to the public. And it's they know what they're doing. I'll give them that. And so it's nice to be on a team or working with a team like this that you can trust and have confidence in. It's just usually very stressful for an artist to do these types of things and trust others, with their art. So it's always been something that I've always found to be very, very good, high quality. The artwork, the artists that are involved with these, and I'm like to your point, I'm never disappointed with it. I just think it's great.
Oh, and it's so great to hear that too, because again, like obviously, with being able to work with so many different people in this business, of course, being able to work with so many different labels at the same time as well too for the various work that you do, and when you are able to have something as professional as what Frontiers do and everything that they put behind an album like this, and the fact that they are able to take care of so much things behind the background has got to be a great feeling, knowing that you can just go in, do your vocals, do the best that you can to be able to put off a great performance and be able to show the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, for sure. To sorry, one second. Yeah, to be able to just focus on that aspect of it and not have to think about, okay, got to call the art guy, got to get the thing done, getting getting the album together is a lot of work. I've done a lot of them. So um and like I said, to just have a team that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting in those departments uh really makes it fun, for me, because like you said, I can concentrate on just singing, which is really good for me. I don't have to be bogged down mentally with those tasks, so I can just concentrate on my performance, and that's my sole purpose in this project. And so that's what I do, and it's great. It doesn't take a lot of attention away from that goal and that focus. So I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, it's so great to hear that. And of course, along with this, over the last several years, you've been able to contribute your voice to a lot of great projects of so many different styles of rock and metal. And it's so great to see that, from the fact that you are able to produce your work by yourself, and you're able to get the right equipment to make yourself sound the best that you possibly can, and you are able to contribute to all of these various projects. And it's so great when I get a promo, and then I'm listening to it before I even look at the press release, and I start to hear your voice, and I just get excited seeing that you're part of something different and just being able to show another side of yourself.
Yeah, that's always been the motivation. And I never phone it in, man. Like, I get a lot of offers to do things. I turn way more things down than you've heard me do. And if it's something that I really feel like I can do, and it's going to help me to grow as an artist, uh, then I'll do it. And I love the different styles. I have more plans to do, even more uh, work outside of the normal lanes that I usually have been heard in, you know, and that's something that I'm very excited about. And this is just one of those stepping out sort of moments for me. I've had a lot of challenges the past 5 years, and being able to do projects like this really helped me to get back up there and do it again, because I had some moments where I wasn't sure what I was going to do after the adrenaline mob stuff, and the accident and everything. So these were all almost therapeutic for me in a way, to be able to work on projects and have some great friends reach out to me and say, "Hey, we really would love to have you be a part of this," like Aryan, for example, and doing things with these guys. They really kind of kept me in the game, pulled me back and said, "You need to be heard, and you got to sing." And so I was like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." So it's been really good for me. It's helped me out a lot.
Oh, I can only imagine, and I can say that from the fan perspective that I am so happy that through all the dark trials and tribulations that life has thrown your way, if that you were able to get through the other side of that, and you were able to show off more of your musical palette, and the fact that you mentioned Aryan as well. You've done some magnificent work with him over the years, and the fact that you're able to work with him in so many different ways, whether it's a part of the great Arion story, or you're singing about Donnie Darko like you did earlier this year. I mean, it's so cool again just to see all these different styles and vocal stories and everything else that you're able to contribute.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate and blessed to be surrounded by such talented people, and it just really inspires me to make music and do my best because the quality of it is so good, and so I just I throw myself into them. It takes a lot of energy, I guess, not so much from a technical point of view, but just a spiritual one. I throw a lot of energy into what I'm doing every time I open my mouth and record something. There's a lot of me in there, and so there's a lot of things that I have done that have that have been really really sort of like milestone moments. In terms of like getting through a certain aspect. I always sort of personalize everything I'm singing about in some way, shape, or form. And so I think that's what helps to me to kind of translate the message so well. Is that I can feel what I'm doing in my own personal way to try and relate to whatever story I'm telling. Because it's always the same stuff. It's no matter if it's on a spaceship or in a medieval setting or whatever sort of backdrop the story takes place. It's still everything is still a relatable human experience. It's either about love or betrayal, loss, whatever the primary emotions are that are being discussed in the lyrics. Uh, Regardless of the context, we all feel that. So that's what I've been able to do over the years is really sort of find the find the center point of that, find something in my life that relates to, and then sing it from my perspective through that lens. If that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. And to add with that as well too, I mean, the conviction in your voice as well too, because I mean, just like you said, you want to be able to uh, convey all of these different emotions. And when you do have a range like you have, I mean, you're able to show off so many different sides of that just from the vocal melodies that you're able to show off, and the fact that you do put so much power and conviction into your voice. And again, just thinking about even the fact again that you don't have to like go to all these different studios around the world, that you're able to record it from home, and you're able to get all the right mics and preamps and be able to find the right sounds that you're able to find to make the music shine the way that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, that's the kind of geeky fun side, but once the microphone and the frequencies have been dialed in and it's all there. That's just the math of it. Once you get the math right, you know, you're good. Uh, you've honed in on on a sound. But now that it's what you put into the microphone that matters. So that the production part of it has always been more of a hobby for me. Like I've always found it interesting, fascinating. When it came to the computer, I really sort of got into it more. I wasn't. I was a little, overwhelmed with all the gear of the old school studios. All the outboard gear, how everything worked, the signal chain and noise floor, your gain stages, and but when it came to the computer, I know computers real well. I build them, I program. So that when it came into that realm, it back when I was younger, it really clicked for me. And but recently I've been delving into more, of using the outboard gear and having some fun with that and understanding. how much better it is for certain things to have the right outboard equipment, especially in the preamp department and compressors, things like that. Um, it just it's just not as much of a mystery to me anymore than when I was young. So I've enjoyed that aspect of of creating music. It just appeals to I come from a family of engineers, so my uncles, my dad, um, architects, and I guess it's just in my blood. I really do enjoy the uh, the technical side of it, and it's like problem solving. It engages my intellect. It engages my mind to produce an environment that I can really express myself in. So I'm always learning. I love that, and it's just working with a new mic, a new environment, a new song, a new sound. It's like it's problem solving. I just really enjoy it, and I'm the type of person that will stay up all night still until I get it right. My wife thinks I'm crazy sometimes, and she's not wrong. I can obsess over these things, but once I get it right and it sounds good, and I like it, I love the feeling of that. I love the feeling of that accomplishment, um, and it just drives me to keep going, and makes me more excited for the next one.
Oh yeah, and when you can find another passion like that, I mean that it's always rewarding. I mean, even if it wasn't something that was music related, when you do have those other passions that you are able to enjoy, it makes you be able to appreciate the main work that you do as well too. When you're able to do something else as well, when you're able to just be able to show all these different sides of yourself, musically, engineering, being able to build up the perfect setup for vocal ability. I mean, there's so many different things that you're able to do with that. And like you mentioned, it's just like when you're able to find that formula and you're able to put that problem solving to use and you're able to just be able to streamline everything going forward. That's a great feeling.
Yeah, it really is, and it just like I said, it's something I really do enjoy, and I learn something new every time I do it, and that's what's exciting, and that's what keeps you going. Especially as we get older, and we sort of like, I wouldn't say get bored with things, but you do sort of want to. For me, some people are different. Some people like the comfort of the repetition of things, and there's a sort of a soothing, sort of comfortable feeling. I'm not really one of those guys. I need I thrive on the new challenge. Like I thrive on the new thing. That's probably why I enjoy coaching football so much. And it's every week is during the season there's a new opponent. There's a new challenge. How do we make this work? How can we beat this team? And that's how I approach a lot of things with like problem solving. How I beat this problem. How can I beat this problem? Um, and it just excites me. It keeps my mind going. It keeps me energized.
Oh, and I love that. I mean, again, just being able to, like I said, being able to show these different sides of yourself, and the fact that you are able to do something like coach football, and you're able to uh, teach these kids how to be able to learn different plays, being able to learn from different teams, being able to learn from their mistakes, and just continuously
Mhm.
getting better. Whether you're doing 2 days, whether you're just like watching tape, whether you're practicing out the plays. There's so many different ways to be able to go about that and apply it to other aspects of your life.
Yep, and I do all of that. Watch film, practice. It's a 6 day a week job. I take Sundays off, and the last thing I really do want to do is watch real football, not professional football.
Yeah.
Uh, I still catch my favorite team and all, but it's my son plays, and that's how I got into it. After the accident, it was really therapeutic, and my doctors had told me, you should get involved with this. I had avoided it when he was young, really young, because I was touring, and I didn't like the idea of me getting to know the boys, and then getting to trust me as a coach, and then having to leave them, towards the end of the season before it was over. I didn't really like that. but I talked to some guys, and I talked to, my family at the time, and my son said, "Dad, you should really do it. I think you'd enjoy it, and we really need you." And it's like, okay, so I did it, and I loved it, and everybody knows my situation. I have to leave for TSO in the late fall, um, but it really is something that I enjoy a lot. And again, problem solving at its most stressful. Listen, I got to get going. I got another interview I got to do here. They're bugging me. So,
Oh, my apologies. I could have kept going for hours, but thank you for catching me on that. But yeah, I just want to thank you very much for taking the time to do this. It's been a tremendous honor being able to talk to you and be able to get your insights, whether it's with Alan Olson, whether it's problem solving, everything else that's been going on. And I just thank you very much for taking the time to be able to talk to me about all of it.
oh, my pleasure, man. Thank you for reaching out, Josh. I really enjoyed talking with you.